What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's a sunny day. There's a cloud or two in the sky, but not many. I think the high is about 90 degrees today. A light breeze coming through. Well, I'll tell you what, you find yourself a spot in the shade, and there really ain't much to complain about. Anyways, today I wanted to make a video for all the gentlemen out there that are trying to get themselves into a relationship. I know a lot of guys want to stay single. They just want to hook up. But there's a lot of guys out there that are really, they're looking for a relationship. Maybe you've got a lady in mind, somebody you've been dating, somebody you've been talking to. So if you're one of those guys and you're not really sure how to go about doing that, this video is for you. And I guess the big reason why I wanted to make this video is because I hear something out there that I think confuses a lot of guys. Everyone will tell you that a man is supposed to take the lead in a relationship. When you're dating a lady, you're supposed to take the lead. But on the other hand, everyone will tell you that the lady should be the one pursuing the commitment. Right? She should be the one bringing up the relationship, wanting the committed relationship more than you. And, I think most people would agree on both of those statements. But it's confusing because it sounds like a contradiction. It's not a contradiction, and I'm going to explain, how to properly go about doing this. Because if you're seeing a girl and you say, well, I'm supposed to take the lead, so I should tell her that I want a committed relationship, that's going to come off as awkward, like you don't know what you're doing. It's going to look a little bit weak, a little bit needy, desperate, feminine, I would say. And I think most people would agree with that. You don't want to go about it that way. Instead, what you want to do is what they call applying pressure, or some people call it pursuing. What I call it is educating a woman on how to be in a relationship. Because when you take the lead, essentially that's the position that you're taking. You're taking the position of the one that is in the educator position, and the person that you're leading is in the student position. Right? And it's kind of like when you grab a lady's hand and pull her on the dance floor. She may not have a clue what type of dance you're about to get started, but you're going to lead the way and show her how to do it. All right, so that's what this means. So anyways, here's what you're going to do. You're going to do two things. And these are things that anybody can do. They're simple, it's old school, but it's effective. The first thing that you want to do is do something thoughtful for her. And you kind of have to come up with that on your own, because thoughtful means you're putting thought into it. But an example of this that anybody could do is buy her a thoughtful gift. Not an expensive gift, and it can't be expensive. This is important. It would have to be something inexpensive, maybe even homemade, but thoughtful. It doesn't have to be a gift. You could be taking her somewhere that has sentimental value, somewhere special, do something special for her, but it has to be thoughtful and relatively inexpensive. And the reason why I say inexpensive is because if you do something expensive, it defeats the purpose of what you're doing here. And it also doesn't come off as thoughtful. It comes off as you trying to impress her, and you don't want that. So you could do something like buy her, like maybe there's a specific type of bracelet that she likes that's not very expensive. You could buy her something like that and get something special engraved on it, or something like that, right? There's millions of things you could do, and each situation is going to bring different thoughtful gifts that you could bring to the table, but it has to be a thoughtful gift. And then after you give that to her, or after you do that for her, you have to educate her on how to be in a relationship. You say, well, I did something thoughtful for you. Now you have to do something thoughtful for me. And the reason why this part is important is because it's going to accomplish something good for you, regardless of what the outcome is. And there's 3 different outcomes. Outcome number 1, if she likes you, she complies. You've put pressure on her to perform for you, to invest in you. And now she's scrambling around trying to figure out what she's going to do. She's thinking about you. She's nervous about whether you'll like it or not. But that's relationship building. That's what you're doing. And that's what you want. But number 2, it could serve as sort of a litmus test. If she doesn't like you, she's not going to participate. And if that's the case, then adios, sayonara. I guess this isn't working out. Maybe I should move on to somebody else. Or number 3, maybe she's just using you. And if a woman's just using you, particularly for money and resources, if you do something thoughtful for her, something nice for her, she's going to get repulsed by it, almost angry, and probably stop talking to you. But again, you want that. If she's just using you, if she's not in it for something serious, she doesn't actually care about you, then you want that to be exposed. So that's why I'm saying to do this. Now, throughout a relationship, you can continue doing things like this. It could be smaller things, like there was a scene in a movie when it had a dad talking to his son, and he was like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to open the car door for your girlfriend and seat her in the car. And then you're going to walk around to the other side of the car. And if she doesn't unlock the door before you get to your side of the car, then you have to dump her. I forget what the movie was, but it was a wise quote from a movie. So basically what you're doing is you're educating her on the fact that in a relationship, you invest in her, and in return, she invests in you. That's how you have a solid relationship. None of this manosphere, psychological mind games, ignoring women, playing these weird trauma bond type games. No. You're building it on a legitimate foundation. Right? That's the important part. It could be something like, maybe you give her a back massage, and then you tell her, well, now you've got to give me one. It's back and forth. You're doing things for each other. It's relationship building. If you've ever dated a woman from a more romantic culture, maybe an Italian girl, a French girl, a Latina, it's very possible that she's actually initiated these things on you. Or if you're an American girl and you've dated a man from one of those cultures, it's almost 100% sure that he's done these things to you. Because they come from romantic cultures that prioritize pair bonding, family building, relationship skills, communication. They prioritize that stuff. In the West, we prioritize money, status, and hookup culture. That's why we suck at relationships. Our divorce rates are sky high. Most people aren't even getting married. Now, it is what it is. But these are the type of skills you have to have if you want to have a successful relationship. And as a man, you want to be the one taking the lead. You don't want her to be the one initiating these things. You want to be so good at taking the lead and initiating these type of situations that she is desperately begging you for commitment. You want to be kind of like a wild guy that's hard to tame, that's hard to lock down. But you're so damn good at providing what it is she wants that she's the one chasing you. But you can only do that if you take the lead and you do it the right way. And I know a lot of guys out there will say, well, this kind of sounds like simping. And if you're one of those guys, I've got news for you. It's only simping if you're given time, attention, or effort, or money to a woman that doesn't deserve it. And if you're given time, attention, effort, and money to a woman that doesn't deserve it, you're the simp, not me. You know, I don't deal with women that don't deserve it. And you shouldn't either. So, anyways, that's how it's done, my friend. You know, you can focus on getting a girl excited, getting her aroused, turning a lady on, you know, all that stuff all you want. But you have to have some consistency and function. There has to be depth to what you're doing, because all that other shit wears off quick. But when you do these sort of, when your actions are in line with what I'm telling you here, what you're doing is you're creating high highs through the little things. You know, every relationship has low lows. You're going to have fights, you're going to have arguments. But it's the little things, like doing these thoughtful, inexpensive things for somebody. The big things are like getting engaged, you know, going on a honeymoon, having kids. Those are the big things. Moving in together. We're talking about the little things. Because when you have an argument, when you have a fight, you forget about the little things. And you're pissed off about something else, like something that shouldn't even really matter. But then the two of you part ways. A couple hours later, the little things start to pop in her head. You know, those little things that got her all excited, gave her the butterflies, you know, really made her fall in love with you. Those are the things that are going to pop in her head and have her crawling back to you for makeup sex 2 hours later. And that's real talk. I'm being honest with you here. You know, I'm not bullshitting with you. But, you know, I suppose most guys are still on this level where they're trying to learn how to cool approach or how to attract a woman. If that's the level you're on, this ain't going to work for you. You know, you're still on the entry level, taking the first step. This will only work if you have options. You know, if you've got a lady that you're going out with, that you're talking to, you know, you have to have something to work with. You can't just be, can't just do this on some random girl. Can't see some cute girl at the gym and bring her a gift. You know, you got to get her number first. You got to be talking to her first. You got to, you know, have dinner a couple times, have a few drinks together. You know, you got to have something to work with. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is getting past that step, you know, where you've known each other for a couple months and the what are we phase. Because if you're not a man that knows how to apply the pressure, take the lead and make something happen, she'll leave your ass for one that does. Imagine she's out there playing the field. She's dated, you know, 4 different guys this month. 3 of them took her out for a drink, took her home. And, you know, they're sitting around waiting like, should I text her back? Is she going to call me? What's going on? And the 4th guy, he did what I just said. You know, he did something thoughtful for her, and he said, now you got to do something thoughtful for me. So they're playing catch. You know, he's throwing something and she's bringing it back. You know, they're playing a game, something to, you know, tie them together. But he's going to be leaps and bounds ahead of you, or the other 3 guys. So be that guy. That's all I'm saying. But hey guys, I guess I won't ramble anymore. I hope this video was somewhat informative. And that's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.